everyone, thanks for joining me. In today's video we're going to take a quick look at how we can create a secure location that's also portable, if we want it to be, for our confidential files and data. And there are two elements to this. The first is that we need to create what's known as a virtual hard disk file, or VHDX file. Don't worry, it's a native file type supported by Windows, so you won't need any third-party tools or software. I'll show you how to create a VHDX file in a minute. Secondly, we'll talk very briefly about encrypting the data. In summary, that'll just make it secure and accessible only if you've got the right password, but I'll go into more details in a future video, so keep an eye out for that one. So let's start. First of all, we need to go to Disk Manager, and there are several ways to do this, but I'll show you a quick way to do it. Click on the Windows Start button, type in the word this for this PC, and on the right hand side click Manage. The computer management window appears, and you just need to double click Disk Management. In Disk Management, select one of the disks, it doesn't matter which one, and choose Action, Create VHD. Choose a location and give it a name. We're going to change the type to VHDX, and you'll also notice that the virtual hard disk type will change to dynamically expanding. I won't go into details of what all of this means in this video. I can do a follow-up if anyone's interested. We'll choose a size of our disk location, and I'm going to pick 20 gigabytes. A disk appears at the bottom. We need to right click and choose Initialize Disk. And now we need to right click the disk and choose New Simple Volume. We'll give it a drive letter and we'll give it a name. You'll then see your disk is created, both in Disk Manager and available in Windows Explorer. In Windows Explorer, we can start putting some files inside the drive. You can see I've got a 435 megabyte file and a 1K file, just a small one, and in the small file, my secret data, we've just got a little message. We'll eject that drive, and we can navigate to our hard disk file that we created earlier. If we double click on it, it mounts as our Q drive again, and our data is available. We mentioned earlier about encrypting the data to make it secure. We'll right click on the drive letter, and we'll turn BitLocker on. We'll choose a password, and we'll save the recovery key either to our Microsoft account, to a USB flash drive, somewhere else on the file system, or we'll print the recovery key. I'm going to choose to print the recovery key, and I'm just going to send it to the PDF printer. And we're going to choose to encrypt the used disk space only. And we're going to use new encryption. We can now start encrypting the drive. Our drive is now encrypted. If we look at the This PC view, we can see we've got an open padlock. If we double click, there's our data. If we now eject that, when we go back to our disk, we try and open it, and we get a message saying our drive's not accessible, access denied. If we go to This PC now, we can see our Q drive has got a padlock. We can no longer access the data without the password. If I put the password in, we can unlock it and access our data. I'll eject the disk again, and this time we'll assume that I've forgotten the password, or I've got the password wrong. I'm going to copy the recovery key, and I'm going to try and open up my Q drive again. This time I'll type the wrong password in, so assuming I've forgotten the password or keep getting it wrong, I can choose more options and I can enter the recovery key. And you'll notice the recovery key ID matches the identifier in the recovery key. Now I can paste in our recovery key. And the drive's unlocked again. Once the drive's unlocked, we can choose to change the BitLocker password, because we might have forgotten it previously. That won't affect the recovery key, and we don't even need the old password. Alternatively, we can go to Manage BitLocker, and we can either turn it off, change our password there, create another backup of our recovery key. We can even turn on Auto Unlock, which will mean that whilst we're using this version of Windows, we won't be prompted for a password. We'll just have access to our drive. If we copy the disk to a USB stick and try and use it on another Windows computer, again we'll be prompted for the password, and if we don't have the password, the recovery key. So make sure you choose a good password, make sure you keep your recovery key safe, and that's how you can create a storage area for all of your confidential data for use either in your usual Windows computer session, or as I said, you can copy it to a USB stick and it becomes portable and you can use it anywhere else that you've got a copy of Windows 10. So I hope you found that video useful. If you did, please remember to give me a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.